Well, welcome back. Today I want to look at the Livescribe Echo 2 pen. Now, if you ever used a Smartpen before, you know how you can write your notes down and sync the audio you're listening to those notes. It gives you context. It's great for minutes in a meeting, lectures. Now, with the new Echo 2, we can use it in two various ways. And what I mean by that is, with the Symphony Livescribe pen, you used it with your phone or tablet through Bluetooth. With this new Echo 2, you can also use it with your desktop. So that way you can use the cable here to plug it into your Mac or desktop, then manipulate your written text and your audio files, sync them into the desktop Livescribe software, and then if you want to, you can actually convert them into fonts, even save them as like MP4s, little videos with the actual notes you've written and the audio to work with. So many great options. So today I'm going to show you how to use it in a pad quickly to write your notes down. Then I'll show you how to use it in Livescribe desktop, but also show you how to connect it as well to your phone or tablet. So here's the box. Everything's in there. The only thing that's missing is pen refills. First one, we have the cable that connects it to your Mac or PC. So really handy option that is. It also charges your pen. Okay. I like to use the cable. It's quicker as well, more reliable I think than Bluetooth, but again, personal preference. Next you get a pad with it. Now it's kind of a tiny pad as well, but I think you still use this. See at the bottom there, you've got record, pause and stop button. I think it's good just for practicing in just short notes. You couldn't really use it for a lecture, or maybe be right for minutes maybe in a meeting, but I've got a bigger pad that I'll show you. That I've got an old Livescribe pad that I can use. It's compatible as well. There's the box it comes in. That leaves us with these two last options. The pen and this inlay card option. You use this to set up your pen. Now if I turn it over, you can see at the top it says Echo 2 Smart Pen Controls. We use a nib of the pen and we can tap on whatever option you want and change it. So let me grab the pen, take the lid off, pop it over out the way or on top of the pen so you don't lose it. It's up to you. Now turn the pen over and there's a power button. Press that for me, keep your finger on it. Turn it back over and you can see it comes up. You hear a bit of music and it should show you your battery power, which should be on full because I fully charged it, and your time. I recommend charging the pen before you use it. To charge it, use that USB-C I just showed you and plug it in the top there. Once it's on, we can now set up the pen. First option is time, then we've got battery and storage. Now time, when you tap on it, you can then come down here and you can manipulate the time by using the up and down menu arrows. In fact, if I just click menu, I can go use the up and down, left and right arrows to go through my menu on the actual pen and then change the time, dates and the settings that way if you want. So I've already done the time, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click battery and you can see the battery power there is on full. Storage, and my storage is on 87%. Now this holds 4 gigs. To be honest with you, you're not going to fill up 4 gigs. And even if you did, you could just transfer them over to your desktop Livescribe software and store them, couldn't you, and archive them. So that would never be an issue for you. Come down here, got your same date, options, audio settings and software version. So remember when you, for example, tap on date or audio settings, use the menu keys there to navigate your pen. Important here is pairing your pen to your, for example, might be a tablet or phone. By tapping on this, you pair this. Now what I think on this is, I think you can pair it to your Mac or PC as well through Bluetooth, but I recommend using a cable for that. It's more reliable and quicker, but it'd be good to use on your phone app or tablet as well. So I'll show you that later. Volume at the bottom here, and you can turn the volume off. Turn it over, you've got more options there as well to work with. For example, Bluetooth audio could be useful. If you've got a Bluetooth speaker, click this, it will search for one, connect it, and that way when you've written your notes, you can have it come back through a speaker to hear the audio that was spoken when you wrote your notes. So that way, it just gives you better context, better quality of sound. The sound does come through the pen, and it's not bad. It's not really loud, but it's okay. Last version was a Symphony Livescribe pen, I think, and that was more phone and tablet orientated, and it used internal speakers in both your phone and your tablet. But this has got a speaker in it. By the way, I don't think you can connect through Bluetooth headphones, and it doesn't have a socket for any kind of headphones either, so bear that in mind. So there we go. Once you set it up, you come down the bottom here if you want and use these other options. It's up to you. For example, you can use on and off a menu voice, and then you've got your conference, lecture, and automatic for sensitivity. Again, you have to play around with these options. Okay, so now the pen's set up. I'm now going to grab, I'm not going to use that small pad as I said earlier. I'm going to use this old pad that I've had for quite a while now. If you've got an old pad laying around for Livescribe, it's more compatible because they use the same paper. Okay. So what I'm going to show you quickly is when you write a note and press the record button, it will sync simultaneously, and that way you get context to what was being recorded. So for lectures, minutes, it's an absolute godsend if you struggle with note taking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to speak as I write so you can see how this syncs when I play it back. So at the bottom, if you look down the bottom, I've got some options here. Some pads will be slightly different, but they all have the same various options of record, pause and stop, playback speed, and then you've got your up and down volume, and you can stop your volume as well. Okay, so I'm going to click the record button, tap on it once with the pen nib, and I know it's going. Can you see the counter there? Now I'm ready to start writing. So I'm going to put 1, so I'm going to speak. Here is my first note. I'm going to say 2, and again, here is my second note, full stop. Now I'm going to come back down. I can pause it here if I wish, and I could stop it, so I'm going to stop it. And I know it stops. Let me do it again, because if you look at it, you're a little bleep and it goes back to the time for you. Now, when I'm the pen nib, I can come down here if I want, and I could select, for example, 2. If I tap with the pen nib, it will start playing back. I'm going to tap on it. Again, here is my... I'm going to press 1. So I'm going to speak. Here is my first note. I'm going to come to the bottom and select the stop button. So you see how easy, and this plays through the actual pen as well. So it's so easy. It's so easy if you do your notes and then sync them to the audio as well. You can choose the speed here, fast or slow if you want, and you can change the volume there if you want as well. Now I've done that, actually I'll tell you what I'll do actually. I'm just going to add any old image there, just a few images as well, because you might want to actually doodle a few images down what you're looking at and transfer them to your Livescribe desktop, which I'm going to show you now by connecting the pen. So what we do is grab the cable that comes with the pen, and I want you to plug that into your laptop. See you in a minute. Now what I want you to do is go online. I need you to find the Livescribe desktop software for me. So there's a link there I'm using. Then come along to where it says resources and select Livescribe Plus. Scroll down, it gives you multiple options for downloading it. You can see we've got Android, iOS, Amazon, Windows and Mac. So I'm going to click download for Windows. I'll do a Mac one at a later date. Once you download it, I want you to install it, bottom left hand corner. And here it is. So now I'm going to select agree, and now I'm going to install it. Select yes as default. Might take a little while, but leave that to work away. And there we go, it should now be installed. So if I now search for it, and there it is, my Livescribe Plus desktop. Let's open it up. I've just plugged my Echo 2 pen in to the USB port. And you can see I've done that because look, it's showing my notebook. Now look, bottom right hand corner, you know when your pen's connected because it will come up here, connected status. Show your battery and memory that you've used as well. It should recognise your pen. If you come down to the left here and click this little option here, you can turn Bluetooth on and you can sync with your Smartpen that way if you wish, but I prefer to use the USB. So I'm going to go back to the very top. So as you can see, there's my notebook that we were looking at earlier, because I only got the one notebook. So if I click on it, it will show me all my notes that I've scribbled down, including the page number. So the last one was page 27, and there it is. I come to the right, I can zoom in and out if I want to work with that. Play button at the bottom. Now, if you don't hear anything, you have to do one important thing. You have to sync the audio to the text that you've written. So it might be, I'm going to skip forward to show you this quickly, because you'll go on there and go, where's all my audio gone? Come down here on the left, the Pencast option here. By the way, you can also access these options at the very top, Pencast. They're identical. So now I'm going to select sync, because I want to sync them from my pen to my desktop. So I'm just going to select all and download them all. See how quick that's working. And now you can see them appearing in my Pencast options. So now it gives you the option to work with them. So that way you've got the audio now synced to the text that you originally did. So if I come up to here, I'm going to double tap it and bring it open. I've got my handwritten text on the left, and I've got it converted there into a font for me to work with. But I've also got the option now, bottom left hand corner, to play it back.
There you go, the timer started. Now I can write something, so I'm going to say, right, here is my first.
And you can see it highlighting as it reads back. So it gives me three options. I've got the original audio and the context to what I wrote my note down. I've got my dodgy handwriting, and on the right I've got the fonts for that handwriting. So what I could then do is click into here, I could highlight information, couldn't I? And if I wanted to, I could change text colours and information. So what could I make that a blue, shall I? And so on. And you can actually save this wherever you want to save it to as text. So you've got your font to work with. Saves it in rich text format for you. So you've got so many options. Another great option in Pencast is that you can actually export your notes. So what it does, it exports your notes that you've written and the audio, so it's got all context, into a little MP4 video that you can watch on your phone or whatever. So it could be for revision, or it might just be for the notes that you've taken down in a meeting or minutes. So select the one you want. So make sure you're in Pencast, come up to Export, and I want you to select Disk. Tap on Disk. Let's pull this window up in the middle. So video format MP4. Now it's best to use that. It's the only option you've got anyway, but it's compressed video. Then choose your resolution quality there. So if you've got a lot of diagrams you might have written down or something, probably you would choose that, I reckon, if you sketched a lot. Then I'll go to hide quality, frame rate. Again, choice is yours. And then hide preview or show preview. You've got audio format here. That's just for MP3 if you want kind of like an audio book. Then select next. Choose where you're going to save it to with save as, by the way. I'm saving it to my download folder. I'm going to click next. Shouldn't take long. It depends obviously on how much you've got. And done. Play it back.
I know it's going. Can you see the counter there? Now I'm ready to start writing. So I'm going to put 1. So I'm going to speak. Here is my first note. Say 2.
And there you go. So another great way to store your information, come back to it. So that's a great way of working with your Pencasts and stuff. If I want to go back to notebooks, the original option there where we started. Most of this is quite self-explanatory. You've got the export option here. We can export it to images, Microsoft Word. So if I want to send that to Microsoft Word, I could. And other export options you've got for if you use vector graphics and that, email, rich text format as well if you need to. And also you can share it. So if you ever use Google Drive or Evernote or Dropbox, you've got that option there. If I come back to archive, you can archive selected notebook. So I could archive the whole notebook onto the software if I want to as well. And that way you can start clearing off your Echo 2 pen, couldn't you? I'm going to come down to the second option, which is your calendar. Now it's really useful because you might forget when you did your notes or what day it was or what you was actually listening to. Well, this will tell you. So you can see here the 13th, and it's a Saturday I've done all these, because I've got the pen this morning. And you can see all the notes I did on a Saturday here in the middle, and I can click individual ones. Last one was page 27. You can see my note here on the right as well. It's a good way to organise all your work. Then we're going to come down to your next option, feeds. Now, these are all the different snippets, if you like, of text that I was writing in the pad. It's all separate bits and different pages. But have a look at the first one at the top. It's got the time and date and everything. And on the right, it tells you what notebook, what page I used, the date and time, and even converted that into text for me. Which again is a really handy option to work with. So you can go down them quickly if you wish. And I can come up here and select all if I want. Do a right click. I could text transform, copy or merge if I wanted to as well. I'm going to tap off that. Tap off them individually or add them if you want. But let's unselect all. Your next option where we just went. So remember to use that sync button at the top there to bring the audio from your pen into your Livescribe desktop. So you can then work with the notes you did to the corresponding audio. I actually prefer thumbnails works quite well for me visually because I can then see the notes and the audio separate as well. You can't move these individual audio ones. If I tap on it, you can't move page view since page is not found in the pencast. But you can add all your notes there as well. And again, at the bottom left hand corner,
Stop. Now what we'll do is come
play back if you wish as well. And then we've got an option here with your collections that you can add. I'll show you to do that in a minute. Last of all, I said about turning on your Bluetooth on your computer if you want to access your Bluetooth rather than your cable. But I would say it's better with cable because you're charging your pen as well, aren't you? And click OK. And at the bottom there, got your last option where you can change your various settings. But I would leave that default unless you just want to change your application theme. You're struggling with the colour. And you've got your Echo pen registered there as well. Top option again, and select notebooks. Now again, working with your notes and stuff, we know we can export. Remember, I can right click. I can export that way as well if I want. And share. And even create custom books if you want specific books as well. So you start organising. But come top right hand corner, it's got a new tag option. So you could tag it so you can find it easier later. So I'm just going to put, I'll pop down important, that would do, and click done. You see on the left here, and I've got custom notebooks. I've got my important ones, so you can start organising all your important information. So that's just a quick overview to get you up and running quickly on the Echo 2 Livescribe. Now the next part I was going to show you is using your notepad and your pen to actually transfer your written text and audio to your phone or maybe tablet depending on what you want to use. So first thing you want to do is first you need to set up your actual app. So open up your phone or tablet and download the Livescribe Plus app for me. It's completely free, you don't have to register it or put anything in there. Once you've done that, I want you then to get your pad ready and your pen. Use that little small pad, remember earlier that we got. And get that ready to write into. So we're going to record and write a note. So I want you to speak and write at the same time. So first let's get the app working properly and connected to your phone. So open up the Livescribe Plus app. Mine's already connected, so top right I can skip that, but you might have to follow that to make sure it connects to your pen. Remember the option I showed you at the beginning, connecting with Bluetooth? That's what you need to do, that little card. Once you've connected it, top left hand corner, you can check it all in here. Scroll to the bottom and you've got connect to Smartpen, bottom left hand corner. Open it up and it tells you different methods of connecting if you get stuck as well. That's option 2 here. Some of the pens you can push down at the nib and then it activates the Bluetooth to connect. Click done. When you're done, I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to show you this quickly. These are my notebooks at the top here. I've only got Wi-Fi A5 notebook 1 because I've only got the one notebook. It's an old notebook, Livescribe pen from the original Echo. You can use legacy notebooks, they all work the same. And if I open it up, and you can see I've got all my notes and stuff in there as well. So I'm going to come out of there. Now when you start, this is where you get all your notebooks underneath. And as I said before, I've only got the one notebook, Wi-Fi A5 notebook 1. And there's the information I've added in there. So it actually identifies when you're using different notebooks. So make sure you kind of separate your topics or modules or lectures or note taking that way, because they'll show up here as well. Okay, these are my recent pages at the top as well that I've just added randomly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new page here. So I'm not actually going to click on any of these to add to it. I can do if I want to. So original page, I could click into here. And if I start writing on the pad, then that text will automatically sync to my app. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to come out of there. I'm just going to write in my Wi-Fi A5 Notebook 1 and record at the same time. So I'm going to grab my pen. First thing I need to do is come to the bottom and start recording. So remember the record option. There we go. The timer's going. Now I'm going to start writing. So let's put in here is a note to work with. Now can you see, I'm going to tap on here on the app. Can you see it appearing? It can be useful. So that way you're syncing what you're writing from your pad straight to your app on your phone to work with. And go to my app. So you can see at the top there's page 27, which is absolutely correct. My last page was 26. So it knows what page I'm in and what notebook as well. Now what I'm going to do, click little arrow top right, and it brings me up the text that I've used. So now I've got a few options here. Bottom left hand corner, I could use that little option there. Can you see the little share button? And then I could send it to maybe email it, maybe. Could do that if I wanted to. Delete draft. Well, it's up to you exactly how you want to send that. But I'd probably send it if you've got Evernote or OneNote or something like that. You can do it that way. Or you can actually choose to open it with specific options. PDF maybe, searchable one as well. We've got vector artwork if you're using that with pictures and images. Plain text, transcription only, and then you've got your DOCX, which is Microsoft Word. So again, have a little play with that. Click done. So what I do now, see that top right hand corner rectangle? I've now turned that into text to work with. So if you want to send it as just normal fonts, again, you can go bottom left hand corner and choose where you want to send that. So that's pages. Look in the middle option at the top. This is all the feeds, all the information I've done so far. And you can see all the feeds going up in dates and time. So again, at the bottom, I can actually swipe left to right and it turns it into text if I want. Or swipe left to right again to turn it back to my handwritten text. Again, bottom, I can add an attachment to this if I want. It might be a specific photo, or you want to add additional text to your notes, you can do that as well. And if you want, bottom right hand corner, we can even record if you want as well. So you can record additional information in there if needed and click stop. And that will come up finalising pencast. So there you go. So that's one way of organising it all as well. Now, if I go to back to page at the top there, I keep my finger on there. I can highlight information if I want specifically you want to work with. Then can copy, or you can choose the lookup option if you want on the web or manage dictionaries. So you can still work with that text within your phone app or tablet. But I'm going to come out there top left with a little arrow, and you've got my recent pages at the top there that you can see. And top right hand corner, you can disconnect from the pen if you want as well. Tap back off that. So I'm going to scroll down and look at the previous information that I've been working with as well. I can go right back. And you can see at the top there, it's got page, feed, pencast. Click on the pencast, and then I can play it back as well, look. And then it will start playing back for you. So remember your pencast, your feed option of all your information and working that with that as text as well. So it should work across all apps pretty much the same. So that's using it on your phone or tablet